Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla News episode 240. The tides are truly turning. Even institutional investment firms are now saying Tesla is not just a car company. And in China, new energy vehicles is growing to new heights and Tesla is setting new records yet again. And we're seeing more and more desperate moves from the old legacy automakers. And Tesla's head of their AI team is saying, "I'm not special, but this place is." And Renault's CEO is out saying that the European car industry may have to pay 15 billion euros in fines in 2025. And James May finally got to test drive the Cybertruck. And Lucid is finally giving in. And GM is making stupid moves once again. And China is asking their car makers to keep their EV tech at home. Oh boy, times are changing. All of this and much more in today's episode. So let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So the tides are truly turning, as more and more institutions are waking up and saying Tesla is not just a car company. What? But Jim Chanos said that they're only a car company. Yep, and that is why he has closed down his investment fund. But Deutsche Bank is one of the largest and most significant financial institutes in Germany and Europe, and it plays a considerable role in the global finance. And they have just named Tesla a top pick with a $295 price target. As they wrote, "At the core, we do not see Tesla as an automaker, but rather than a technology platform attempting to reshape multiple industries, deserving a unique type of valuation framework." What do you know? And they continue, Tesla structurally already has a big lead in BEVs, especially as it relates to scale and cost, and commands outsized brand value globally. Near-term, automotive deliveries margins have indeed been softer, but we view this as a temporary ahead of new models refreshed coming in the pipeline. Wow! Long-term, Tesla is an emerging leader in autonomous driving, robotaxis, and humanoid robot, the Optimus, in our view, which represents some of the most clear and lucrative applications of end-to-end AI. Furthermore, the energy storage business is already undergoing a major growth margin inflection, set to generate over $13 billion in sales in 2025. Wow! A financial institute is saying Tesla is the leader in BEVs, AI, autonomous driving, humanoid robots, energy storage. I am shocked. After saying this for half a decade, it feels so good to hear institutional investment firms saying the same thing. And not just Tesla is a car company. So let's just remember what someone like Jim Chanos also said back in 2015.
And in September, we think that BMW, which is a little company in Germany, sold just about as many electric cars in the U.S. as Tesla did, about 2,000. The
Really?
i8
Wow.
and the i8.
See, do you even think that?
Yeah. No, I've actually driven the i8.
Yeah, and
but
so-
I did
But it
not
doesn't
think
even.
that.
Matt Miller, do you think people are aware of that? You're a car guy.
I do. Well, I think you have to look at it more as an i3 story, because the i8, while it is an amazing car, didn't sell nearly as many units as the i3, which
Right.
is a smaller and cheaper one. But no, I didn't know. Actually, Jim told me in the green room, and I was surprised.
In fact, BMW, there are press reports that BMW is claiming that almost their entire fleet will be electric by 2025. Well, of course. So what Tesla had is an innovation and a head start in this market, other companies are now catching up to. And they have to become a car manufacturer. And becoming a car manufacturer is a lot more difficult than becoming a high-tech darling. And that's the reality here, is that returns are relatively low in the car business. It's very capital intensive. You need huge networks. And all these things, when you're selling 50,000 cars a year, they're all sort of bells and whistles. When you're going to sell 500,000 to 2 million a year, they're essential.
So BMW was supposed to be fully electric by 2025. Well, now they're aiming for 15% in 2025, so they're only missing their original target with about 85%. But Jimmy Boy here thought that BMW would overtake Tesla. As you could hear in this interview, it even sounds like he kind of thinks BMW had already overtaken Tesla in 2015 because of the sales numbers in September in the US that year. Well, Jimmy, let's just check how BMW did against Tesla in 2023 then. BMW sold a total of 45,417 battery electric vehicles in the US in 2023, and Tesla sold 654,888 vehicles in the US in 2023. So Tesla is only like 14 times bigger than BMW in the US EV market. A very close race there, Jimbo. But remember, Jim also said that the suppliers and network itself is essential when you sell 500,000 to 2 million cars a year. Well, Tesla is now at that level, Jim, and is now profitable, and is still the only one in the industry making real money on EVs here almost a decade later. Damn, that was some bad calls from Jim. No wonder he had to close down his investment fund. In an ideal world, surfing the internet would be as private as a whispered secret. Unfortunately, that's not the reality we live in. With just a click, our data can be compromised. That's why I rely on VPN security. With a VPN, neither hacker nor internet provider can spy or steal my data. Everything from emails to banking details is encrypted, allowing me to focus on my work without security concerns. Today I'm excited to introduce our sponsor, Private Internet Access, a top-tier VPN provider. PIA stands out as one of the largest and most trusted VPNs globally, not just for its extensive network of nearly 30,000 servers, but also for its commitment to transparency. Their VPN is 100% open sourced, inviting everyone to examine their security and privacy practices, a level of openness almost unmatched in the industry. I've personally been using PIA during my travels, like when I was in England for my other channel, Best in Tech, doing the Olympics, but I wanted to see the game, but since I was abroad, my Danish TV stations didn't work. But with PIA, I simply switched my location to Denmark and voila, problem solved. Plus, it's great for accessing regional specific content on platforms like Netflix, opening up a world of entertainment not limited by geography. PIA doesn't just mask your IP, it encrypts your entire internet connection, safeguard your digital footprints. This is crucial in an area where our lives are increasingly online, accessible from any device. And PIA is compatible with all major streaming services, ensuring that you can enjoy your favorite show without restrictions on unlimited devices as well. So what are you waiting for? Take control over your online privacy by clicking my link in the description. You can secure an 83% discount on PIA, bringing the cost down to just $2.03 per month, plus you will get additional 4 months for free. And it is a risk-free decision with PIA's 30-day money-back guarantee and round-the-clock customer support. Don't miss out on the online privacy we all deserve. Click the link down below to protect yourself with Private Internet Access. And a huge thanks to PIA for sponsoring this video. In China, new energy vehicles is growing to new highs, and Tesla is setting new records yet again. Tesla Giga Shanghai wholesales for August was 86,697 Model Ys and Model 3s. This is the highest result after 2 months in a quarter since Q4 2022, and the second highest ever. So Tesla's so-called demand problem in China continues to set new records in China. Oh, that's weird. And we continue to hear FUD about it. But Elon did confirm this week on X, believing the news is silly. Our Shanghai factory is running at max capacity. But if people just watch Best in Tesla News, they would know, as I have shown, the many records Tesla is setting in China right now, and this week is no different. And as AJ could share on X about Tesla's revenue compared to someone like BYD, well, Tesla was only 6% below BYD's China EV sales revenue in the month of August, even though BYD is selling 18 models versus Tesla's just 2 models. This is something people really need to understand when they talk about the competition and GM has so many models. Because if you want to understand why Tesla is profitable on EVs and everyone else is not, well, this chart shows why very nicely. Additionally, not even BYD's bestseller, the Seagull, with $493 million in estimated revenue, comes close to Tesla's Model 3's $675 million in revenue, let alone the Tesla Model Y's $1.8 billion in revenue. Just look at this chart here he made. The difference between BYD and Tesla is insane. Just imagine when Tesla comes out with their 2 more affordable models to put on top of this one. What would that do to this chart? Even though BYD is the closest competitor, they are not even close to Tesla. Only in unit sales, but Tesla is really in a league of its own. As I also showed a week or two ago, in the first half of 2024, BYD has actually lost $4.5 billion in free cash flow, and Tesla has a positive free cash flow every quarter. And AJ also made this chart showing what we have been talking about for the last couple of months, that Tesla is closing the gap to last year's sales numbers in China, and Tesla has now finally just overtaken last year's numbers in China with 1,000 units. And if you think, well, BEVs are falling and hybrids are taking over, well, Roland just shared this chart. And as you can see, China reached a new BEV adoption record of 30.6% in August. This is very nice. Almost 1/3 of all new cars sold in China are BEVs now, the biggest market on the planet. EVs are still climbing fast. People are just getting blinded by the legacy automakers that want you to think otherwise, and that hybrids are the new thing. But we can see it continues here in September, as China's new energy vehicle retail at 214,000 from the 1st to the 8th of September, up 11% from the same period last month. And China's new energy vehicle retail penetration was 55.14% in that period, and up 45% year to date. So it seems like we are still on track to hit that 60% new energy vehicle sales by the end of the year, as I predicted in the beginning of the year. And Tesla's Model 3 also seems to be getting some momentum, as the wait time for domestic sales increased in China from 1 to 4 weeks at the start of Q3 to 4 to 6 weeks currently. And speaking of China, China asks car makers to keep their EV tech at home. Yes, times are changing. The Chinese government has grown concerns with Chinese companies moving EV tech outside of China. China asks car makers to keep their EV tech at home, encouraging export of knockdown kits to local assembly, according to Bloomberg. China's Ministry of Commerce held a meeting with more than a dozen automakers in July to tell them not to make any auto-related investment in India, Bloomberg said in a report, citing people familiar with the matter. In addition, automakers looking to invest in Turkey should first notify the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, which oversees Chinese EV sector, and the Chinese embassy in Turkey, according to the report. China's Ministry of Commerce guidelines require that key production should remain within China, which could hurt automakers' globalization efforts as they look to new customers to offset stiff competition domestically, the report noted. So just as we hear, the Chinese carmakers are stepping up their effort to build factories overseas as competition in domestic market gets tough, and additionally import tariffs on Chinese EVs are threatened in the overseas market. Now we see the Chinese government doesn't want that, as they want to keep the core technology at home, which lies in the production method. China doesn't want advanced production method, unlocking low-cost and highly competitive parts to leave China, as AJ also pointed out on X. This is a very difficult situation for the Chinese automakers, because they will have a hard time becoming a global success if they can't build factories on other continents and get in behind the tariff wall in the EU and the US. See, this is where Tesla differentiate themselves from everyone else, even the Chinese. As Elon has always said, if you just innovate fast enough, it doesn't really matter that other companies copy your technology. That only means that they will always be a step or two behind you. And in the automotive industry, the old legacy automakers are moving very slow, so I don't think they have to worry too much about it. As we can take Toyota, for example. They ripped down a Tesla Model Y from 2022, and in 2023 they said it was a work of art, and is now trying to copy their technology and production method. But Toyota will not have a car ready on that platform before 2026 or 2027. So it will take 3 to 5 years for them to copy Tesla's work. But at that point, Tesla have the next generation production method up and running and already have 2 more affordable models out on the street that are also built with some of the technologies they have learned from the unbox method. So when Toyota comes out with an EV that can match Tesla's Model Y from 2022, Tesla will have moved the goalpost maybe 2 times higher. And Toyota will once again sit with an uncompetitive product, even though they try to copy the leader in the race. So China trying to shield themselves from competition probably also just shows that they are mostly copying what others are doing and just trying to perfect that and be best at manufacturing, but not innovating in the way we know from Tesla. But let's see how this plays out. I still think China has to get factories up on other continents, or they will not be 100% competitive on a global scale. But time will tell. And we are seeing more and more desperate moves from the old legacy automakers. And this week is no exception. BMW is actually doing very nicely with BEV sales, still losing money on them of course, but they do have a decent amount of units they sell. But they are still wasting time and money, as we could see this week again. BMW to launch first hydrogen fuel cell car in 2028 as Toyota partnership expands. The 2 automakers will develop a hydrogen powertrain for passenger and commercial vehicles and expand hydrogen infrastructure, which has been the limiting factor. And the price of hydrogen and expensive hydrogen cars also a very big limiting factor here, Sepsa. But you may wonder why BMW, as one of the only European automakers, still pursue this expensive, inefficient technology. Well, maybe it's because Oliver Zipse, BMW CEO, is married to Kaori from Japan. Maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. I made a whole video about it this week, also about that the Ukraine forces had used a wrecked Toyota Mirai to make a hydrogen bomb. Check that one out, link down below. But Monroe also asked if people would like to see some content on hydrogen fuel cells, and the answer was a clear no. And we can also see here from Toyota sales that hydrogen cars are not growing, even though they have been on sale for almost a decade. They are shrinking, and BMW wants in on this dying technology in 4 years' time. This is such a bad decision from BMW, it's hard to even put into words. But it's not only BMW that is desperately trying to find an edge in the industry, as GM is also out doing more stupid and desperate things, like they did back in the days with partnership with Nikola that got canned, or their partnership with Lordstown Motors that got canned, or partnership with Honda for affordable EVs that got canned, and now they are partnering up with Hyundai. Or at least they have agreed to explore partnership across a range of areas, including vehicle development and production, as well as ICE vehicle development, oh my god, and EVs and hydrogen technology, in a move that underscores mounting pressure on the auto industry to cut cost. So they are trying to cut cost by developing the most expensive type of transportation with hydrogen. Oh my god, GM is so desperately trying to find a way out of the hole they have dug themselves into. But hydrogen is not going to be the thing that gets them out of that hole. It will only dig the hole even deeper. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Jeremy Goldman, head of Tesla's AI labeling and programming, wrote a nice article about how he had never found a place that could keep him interested for very long, until he went to work for Tesla that is, where he within 4 years became the head of Tesla's AI team. As he wrote, a lot of people I talk to are surprised or say that I accomplished so much so quickly. My response is always the same: I'm not special, but this place is. I have said before that I have never been more excited to work on Autopilot and Optimus than I have been recently, and this statement continues to be true every day. Dreaming about something and then build it is an incredible feeling. Yes, I could only imagine working on Full Self-Driving and Optimus, two of the most revolutionary products of all time. Nice. And the Cybertruck gets Autopark features as Homer's catalog could show on X, and Elon replied, we should change that so the yoke is stationary, as it's not mechanically coupled to the wheels. Same goes for when it's on Autopilot. Nice. And Panasonic Energy is ready to mass produce a 4680 cell in Japan for Tesla and other automakers. Panasonic Energy stated it financialized preparation for the mass production of 4680 cells. It sent 4680 cell samples to automakers that already partnered with the company. Panasonic Energy is waiting to hear from the automaker before starting 4680 cell production. Nice. I bet Tesla is ready to take more deliveries of 4680 cells that they use for the Cybertruck production. And as I talked about many times before, 2025 is going to be the year that legacy automakers have to ramp up EV production again, as we will get stricter emission target in Europe. But because legacy automakers are having trouble selling as many EVs as they hoped, they are afraid it might mean big fines for them in 2025, as Renault Group CEO Luca De Meo said. If electric vehicles remains at today's level, the European industry may have to pay 15 billion euros in fines or give up a production of more than 2.5 million vehicles. The speed of electric ramp is half of what we would need to achieve the objective that would allow us not to pay fines. So more trouble coming for the legacy automakers in 2025, and I guess Tesla will yet again in 2025 get a nice big pile of money in credit from its competition that can't keep up. And we can see that the Tesla Cybertruck is now produced in over 30,000 units. To give a little perspective of how Tesla's Cybertruck production is doing compared to the competition, let's start with the joke of the automotive industry. GM. The Hummer EV has sold from all of 2022 to the first half of 2024 cumulatively sold 7,545 units. So Tesla has already, in less than a year, sold 4 times GM's Hummer EV in all its existence. And no one else is calling the Hummer EV a flop, but we are still seeing very misinformed people calling the Cybertruck a flop. What a joke! And the F-150 Lightning has been out since 2022 as well, but cumulatively Ford doesn't seem to have sold much more than 55,000 units. Tesla will probably get above this number within the first year of production. Tesla once again making the legacy automakers look like they don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to ramping up production of EVs. As I said before, the Cybertruck ramp is doing great. And speaking of the Cybertruck, it has got more than just the Autopark features. It has also got the automatic frunk opener. If you stand in front of the frunk, it will beep 3 times and then open the frunk. And as Dirty Tesla also shared, that if you walk away from the frunk after 2 beeps, it will stop the opening of the frunk. Very nice. So the Cybertruck just got some new features over the air. Wonder how many new features the Hummer EV has got. And Mobileye to end internal LiDAR development. What do you know? Yes, more and more are ending their LiDAR system for autonomous driving, just like Xpeng that has also ditched their LiDAR system. And as Mobileye said, this decision was based on a variety of factors, including substantial progress on our IQ4-based computer vision perception. Yes, it seems like Elon is going to be right once again, as Elon said back in 2019. LiDAR is a fool's errand. You'll see. And SpaceX finally got good weather to launch the 4 astronauts to space for the Polaris program. And everything went according to plan with the launch and the booster landing back on the drone ship and the separation of the Dragon spaceship. SpaceX makes this look so easy, but we have Boring that has shown us it is not that easy. SpaceX is just that good. And as SpaceX wrote on X, Polaris Dawn and Dragon at 1,400 kilometers above Earth, the furthest human have traveled since the Apollo program over 50 years ago. And another record SpaceX made is with the two SpaceX engineers Anna and Sarah, who have traveled further into space than any woman in the history of humankind.
Dragon, you've soared to over 1,400 kilometers, and you're farther from Earth than any other person since the last Apollo mission over 50 years ago.
Copy that, SpaceX. We all look forward to our friends at the Artemis program to take us to even greater heights.
Well said, Dragon.
Just amazing. But they did also make a spacewalk, the first private spacewalk in history. And both Jared and Sarah went outside the capsule, testing the new spacesuit that SpaceX has developed. So freaking cool. And you can see here what progress SpaceX has done compared to the old NASA spacewalk spacesuit. So a huge congratulations to SpaceX team for the success of this important mission. And we have yet another police department getting a Cybertruck. The Irvine, California Police Department has just spent $150,000 to buy a Foundation Series Tesla Cybertruck. It will become part of the department's drug abuse resistant education unit. The department is spending $20,000, that is included in the $150,000 number, for the installation of unspecified law enforcement equipment such as lighting, radios, exterior graphs and more. The truck will be outfitted by Upfit, which is a division of Unplug Performance. Nice. So cool. And Elon Musk confirmed that the 1010 Robotaxi event will be the most significant moment for Tesla since the launch of the Model 3. Oh no. Now I'm just even more excited. And Elon replied to an article from Dylan Loomis from Electrified about how people not supporting Tesla and Elon Musk because of his politics is ridiculous. Elon replied, bizarre that so many people still believe the media. And so many people are hating on Elon because of his politics. And suddenly don't support Tesla and their mission just because who Elon votes for. I agree with Dylan here. That is kind of ridiculous. As Dylan can show how all the other legacy automakers are lying and cheating. And he ended off his very good and long post with, your choice not to support Tesla because Elon has different political views than you is a ridiculous decision when you actually understand the landscape of the other companies you will ultimately support instead. Yes, we need Tesla to push the industry forward to a sustainable future, because the old guys will not go there on their own. And Elon also shared how ridiculous slow the FAA approval progress is for SpaceX to get to launch the next Starship test flight.
You know, the next flight of Starship is ready to fly. We are waiting for regulatory approval. You know, it really should not be possible to build a giant rocket faster than the paper can move from one desk to another.
Yes, that is just ridiculous, but I did find some footage from inside the FAA approval office. And James May finally got to test drive the Cybertruck, so let's hear what this petrolhead thinks about the Cybertruck.
Just take a moment to stand and look at it and decide if I actually like it. Yes, I do. Okay, look, here's what I think. I think the Cybertruck is actually very ballsy and quite humorous, but I am quite glad it exists. And if I could make a little appeal to Elon Musk, could you make something about the size of the Model Y, or maybe even a little bit smaller, still like a Tesla, still with all this Tesla stuff on it, but styled like this? I'd go for that.
So yet another famous petrolhead that likes the Cybertruck. Watch James' whole video linked down below. And Tesla China is now selling an official Model Y rear canopy for about $99. Rainproof, sunshade and UV protection. Nice. And Lucid shared this week that the Lucid Gravity will be equipped with NACS, North American Charging Standard, connector in 2025. Nice! Finally, Lucid will be able to offer its customers a great charging experience. This must hurt so bad for Lucid CEO, who just don't like Elon and has been dissing Tesla for years, saying Lucid has the best technology, and now he has to put Tesla's tech into his car to make them work properly on a road trip. And if you believe what legacy automakers are saying, you would probably think that BEVs are going down at the moment, but now even mainstream media is starting to get it, and just look at the data, and not listen to the legacy automakers, as Will from Tesla Jigsaw made a whole video about this week. From this article that said, petrol car sales teeter on the brink as drivers shun older technologies in favor of electric vehicles. Yes, the trend is clear as day, if people just took the time to look at the trends. We are going all electric, there is no stopping it. I will leave a link to Will's video down below if you want to learn more. It's a very good video, definitely check it out. And the dominoes keeps falling for legacy automakers, like we have already talked about. Volkswagen have 2 more plants than they need. But John of the Universe also shared this from Bloomberg. Nearly a third of major car plants in Europe are making less than half of the vehicles they have capacity for. Guess who will be happy to acquire some of the overcapacity in one way or another? European OEMs should accelerate their EV plans, not downsize them. Yes, exactly. Volkswagen actually has a capacity of 14 million vehicles on a global scale. But this year they are heading for maybe 8.5 million units sold, meaning that Volkswagen actually have an overcapacity of about 40%. So it is pretty clear that they have to do something, right? This is not sustainable. But there are more automakers getting a little desperate, as Kia is targeting Tesla owners with a new Conquest Cash incentive, offering them up to $1,500 to switch from their Tesla to a new Kia EV in the US. But as Elon wrote on X. But here's the rubber: Tesla never has to bribe Kia drivers to buy a Tesla. Yep, Tesla is outselling all of the competition in the US combined. And before we end up with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to all the new supporters of this channel. My new YouTube members, Valentin Stepou and Fred Mesmelin, or something like that. And my new Patreon producer, Nick Henry. And Rockin' Tesla. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. A little demonstration that Tesla owners just have more fun. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel, or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research, charts and spreadsheet, also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And don't forget to check out Peer to get the online security you deserve. Link down below. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.